Michael Tracy, one of the investigative reporters that the Young Turks has hired, went to Dianne Feinstein town hall here in California. She's, of course, senator from California. Now, a lot of people are going to the Republican town halls and seeing people yell, but we should be fair and actually go to both Republican and Democratic ones and see what the reaction is. And when Michael went, we found a very interesting reaction to one particular issue, which is Medicare for all. Now, look at her constituents' reaction and her reaction to them on this topic. Watch.
Will you co-sponsor Senator Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All bill? And if not, why?
Not at this stage, and I will tell you why. I will tell you why. Essentially, as I understand what Bernie is proposing, it is a takeover of all medicine in the United States. And I don't favor that. What I favor is taking a couple of problems in the Obama bill and working those out. And this has to do with the individual market, which is highly problematic.
That's simply saying
well, okay, I understand if you want to stay after this.
Oh boy, okay, that is a horrible answer in several different ways. First of all, she says, I don't support Bernie's bill at this stage. No, based on the rest of your answer, it appears that you don't support it at all. You said it's a takeover of all medicine and I don't support it. So at what stage would you support a takeover of all medicine in your words? No stage. So just be honest about it. Second of all, is Medicare for all a takeover of all medicine? Of course not. It's Medicare for all. We already have Medicare, and Medicare didn't take over all medicine in America. That's preposterous. What it does is it gives you insurance if you're above the age of 65. It doesn't take over the hospitals, it doesn't take over the doctors, it doesn't do any of that. Isn't that amazing? She's a senator from California. For the mainstream press, they respect her so much, like she's pragmatic and knows what she's doing, and she's one of the Brahmins of politics and an elder statesman. She doesn't know what Medicare for all is at all, at all. She's like, I mean, you can tell she didn't bother to look into it. It says Medicare for all. How could you possibly think that Medicare is taking over all of medicine? You see that? These guys are never gonna vote for it. No, it's not that the Democratic Party has a better, more pragmatic solution than Bernie Sanders or the progressive movement. Oh, guys, you don't understand. We have to go inch by inch, and every once in a while we have to lose an election to Donald Trump and then get set back miles and miles, and then start inching back until we get Medicare for all or single payer. No, they have no intention of ever getting to that conclusion. Like, well, Obamacare, you know, it's better. It's better. Okay, I think it's a lot better than it used to be. I think it's better than the Republican proposal. And her idea is, well, let's just tweak it. Let's just tweak it a little bit. I mean, it has no public option, so you don't have a choice. You have to, and in fact, you're mandated to buy from private insurance, which then has no cost controls. Then the private health insurance, the middlemen that take all that profit in the middle, can keep on jacking up the rates for you. But she just wants to tweak it. She doesn't want to change that system at all. They have no intention of ever serving their voters. And for you in the mainstream press, if you're not getting it, the resistance is not just about resistance to Trump. Did you see that town hall? Those weren't Republicans. Those are Democrats booing your beloved Dianne Feinstein because they don't agree with her. Look, when I see people like Dianne Feinstein, I see the past, I see ghosts. She's gone. They're not gonna survive any of this. The old days when you would lie to your voters over and over and your friends on Morning Joe would support you and all the Washington press would bow down and go, oh yes, of course, you're very pragmatic in the way that you have lost to the Republicans over and over again, you're Democrat, loser Democratic Party. The fact that you've lost to Donald Trump and the House and the Senate and the Supreme Court and 69 out of 99 state legislatures, you're so pragmatic, you know how to win. And the right way to do things is to make sure your corporate donors are happy while pretending to get to a progressive policy point that you actually never ever want to get to. I don't know if you know this or if you've recognized it, but we're on to you. And we're not the only ones on to you. The entire internet is on to you, and your voters are on to you. Look at that town hall there. JusticeDemocrats.com. In fact, they have a petition on this particular issue. JusticeDemocrats.com/single payer. Sign them, tell them that you're for Medicare for all. Get it up to 1 million signatures and then shove it down their throats until they begin to understand it. And don't pay lip service to Bernie Sanders or to progressive voters if you don't actually intend on doing anything that is actually progressive policy positions. Corporate Democrats, they're never ever gonna learn because they're not paid to learn. They're paid to do exactly what their donors want them to do. Podcast The Young Turks anytime you want. TYTnetwork.com/join.
I think it's weird.
No, it's not weird. In fact, you'll think,
I'm like a smart person.
Do it now. TYTnetwork.com/join.